Hi guys, this is just a video on Nova 3 made by Gameloft. Probably one of the best first person shooter games that Gameloft have ever made, really, and in my opinion one of the most graphically amazing games on the Android Play Store at the moment. Now, Nova 3, if any of you aren't familiar with that series, it stands for Near Orbit Vanguard Alliance. So you basically play a soldier from the future and called Carl Warden, who's the leader of the Nova Rebels. This game itself is 10 levels. Some of the places that you play in the actual game itself will be here on Earth, in San Francisco. You'll play on a abandoned spaceship, and then you play in the Voltorite city. Now Voltorites are the bad guys, so basically they're the aliens that you need to kill. Some of the actual weaponry that you actually play with that's available to yourself is shotguns, rifles, sniper rifles, grenade launchers, rocket launchers, mines, grenades, etc. And you also get to pilot a mech. It's basically like a big robot that you sit in, and it's got machine guns and rocket launchers and stuff, and you move around and it walks around and stuff. You do also get powers. Now, the powers that you have is basically a paralyzed power. So when you use that power, it paralyzes the enemy in front of you. It doesn't go. You can't use it for enemies that are far away, but anything that's close to you, you can obviously paralyze and take your time in shooting. Also, you have a force which you can push the enemy away. The game at the moment retails at $4.99 from the actual Play Store. That's UK pounds. Obviously, check your own Play Store for prices. It does support multiplayer. You can play up to 12 players. 12-player multiplayer games, either online or via Wi-Fi locally. You get 6 game types, things like capture the point, free for all, capture the flag, stuff like that. You get to actually drive vehicles as well. These aren't vehicles in the sense that you'd actually, for example, in GTA, where you can just jump into a vehicle and drive around and shoot people. It doesn't work like that. You have to be in a mission to actually drive the vehicle, and the game needs to have the storyline needs to support that as well. And obviously you can shoot from them, or you can get one of your allies to come in the vehicle and shoot for you. Some of the times in the games you either drive the vehicle sometimes, or you jump in the back and you shoot people. It does actually support it does use a particle system. Basically, a particle system in these games is a system where it uses small objects to make a bigger object. For example, fire. To mimic fire in the game, it would basically use smaller sparks to imitate fire, and then obviously you'll have the fire effect. It also uses something called ragdoll physics. Now, ragdoll physics is basically in a game where if you were to shoot someone, it would basically, they would fall as if they are ragdoll. No muscle movement, just fall to the ground. It's a more natural feeling to the game itself. Very well used in this game. I've got the actual control setup where I'm moving around with my left analog on the screen there with my left thumb, and then I'm aiming with my right. Now I've set up the aim where you can touch anywhere on the screen and point towards the enemy. That's the aim, just in case sometimes you need to kind of have your right thumbs busy shooting, so you can quickly switch to different enemies. Those are the Voltorites, which are flying, and obviously on the ground as well. On the right side, the red button is for shoot, and the button directly below the red button is the jump. In my opinion, these buttons are too close together because you can actually accidentally hit the jump button while you're trying to shoot someone, and you look like an idiot jumping around when you're just trying to shoot the enemy. On the bottom left side of the red button, that's actually a power where you can slow things down. And also on the right side of the screen, or right side of the red button rather, on the top you have the power, so you can swipe across that button to either switch between paralyze and the force, where you can push the enemies around. Also, if you look on the upper right, you have a picture of a grenade. Obviously when you press it, you throw a grenade. You can swipe that, and if you pick up mines, you can basically swipe that and use the mine. So when you lay a mine, you can run away or walk away from it, and then later on you can switch your weapons to make that explode. On top, the large icon on top, on the top right, is basically your weapons. You can obviously swipe that between the weapons. You can carry a load of weapons with you. It's not just a certain number of weapons itself. And obviously, if you swipe, it does show the actual bullets that you hold in them. And the bar on top is your life. Now, you don't have any lives that you can collect throughout the game. The life just regenerates if you're not getting hit. So if you find that it goes red, then you're about to die. If you just look there, that's the example of the ragdoll physics there. I'm just going to go through some of the actual settings here. Now, I've got my controls, as I said before. So basically, move with the left, aim all through the screen. It has 3 control settings. That one's the second one, and that one's the third one. So it does support a range of accessibility. It doesn't have many cutscenes, so it is a lot of gameplay to get through. As I said before, 10 levels for the price that you get is good value for the money, to be honest with you. And the graphics do look amazing. Right, that's just a cutscene. So here we have, this is in the first level, so that's San Francisco, where Cal Warden crash lands. He meets a team of soldiers, the Nova rebels. So you go through the level like that with them. You do get objectives that you have to fulfill as well. So when you have the objectives on screen, you need to obviously complete them to progress further into the game itself. And obviously the enemies get more and more difficult as you progress further into the game. So this is just the first stage. They continue to go underground. So that's Nova 3 for all Android devices, and made by Gameloft. Hit the like if you like the video, and subscribe.
Like Cal Warden. Must be rough sharing a name and rank with the savior of Sagittarius.
I did my part on Sagittarius, but technically, I didn't save it.
Wait, you mean... Well, dip my peanut butter and roll me in jelly. You hear that, fellas? This right here is the hero of the resistance. You stick close to me, sir. We'll get you to base come hell.